everyone, I am Jade M. Mendoza and I am together with my co-reporter Rachel May Mendoza. So in this report, we will be discussing about active listening skills. So active listening skills is an essential communication skills that helps us understand others better, responds thoughtfully and builds stronger relationship. So in this report, we will explore the key elements of active listening, its importance, and how it can be applied in real-life situations. So our objective is at the end of the sessions, the students are expected to recognize their strengths and weaknesses as listeners, then discuss the important elements of listening, develop active listening skills, and lastly, demonstrate cultural awareness and sensitivity in communicating with others. So, according to the study of Schelling Key in 2012, listening is not limited to hearing with the ears. Listening requires more than that. It requires focus. Listening means paying attention to the words a person says, the feelings behind or buried under the words, the message encoded in the cues that surrounds the words, the body language while the person is speaking or is silent. When listening empathetically, the listener involves the whole body and observes with all the sense, eyes, minds, heart, sense of touch, and imaginations. So ang tunay na pakikinig ay hindi lang pakikinig sa salita, kundi pag-intindi rin sa nararamdaman at ipinapahawatig ng kausap. So, as an active listener, no, therefore, first is focuses on trying to understand what the speaker is expressing. So, as an active listening means you really try to understand the persons, not just their words, but also pati na rin yung feelings, tone, and body language nila. So, dapat aware ka sa kung paano sila magsasalita, kung may halong stress, lungkot, or excitement. Kasi lahat ng yon are important para mas maintindihan mo ang full message nila. So, hindi lang basta ka nakikinig, but also you are trying to understand on their perspective. And dapat maging patience ka enough at huwag maghusga agad. Kasi minsan, kailangan lang nila na may makinig na tunay. So, it's about showing empathy and making them feel safe to open up. So the second one is gives the speaker time, space, and the attentions necessary to fully express their thoughts, needs, feelings, and experiences. So as an active listener, no, we should be patient enough and allows the speaker to express themselves fully without interruptions, pressure, or distractions. So, halimbawa, may friend ka or kaklase na nagkwento tungkol sa stress niya sa dami ng school works at expectation sa family. So, dapat ang gawin mo ay makinig ng buong puso at huwag siyang pumutol. Huwag mo siyang huwag kang pumutol o huwag mo siyang minamadali while nagrarant siya or nagsasabi sa mga problems niya. So, dapat ipakita mo na nakatuon ka sa kanya, na kahit tahimik ka lang at walang sinasabi. So, in that way, no, mararamdaman niya na may nakikinig sa kanya. So, pwede mo ring ipakita ang pakikiramay sa pamamagitan ng simpleng pag-iling, ngiti, o sabihin mo siya na naiintindihan kita or in that way, no, mas comfortable siyang mailabas lahat ng iniisip at nararamdaman niya. At mararamdaman niya na may taong handang makinig sa kanya. And you are creating a safe space for them to open up without pressure. So the third one is uses communication skills and techniques. So active listening isn't just about being silenced na pakikinig. Dapat ipakita mo na nakikinig ka sa pamamagitan ng simple gestures like nodding, follow-up questions, or paraphrasing what they said. So, pwede ka rin mag-react sa gentle ways like I see, or naiintindihan ko. So, ang point is, ipaparamdam mo sa kausap mo na hindi ka lang physically na naroon, kundi emotionally and mentally din na nakatuon ka sa kanila. So, this makes the speaker feel heard and valued and build trust between you and the speakers. So, the fourth one is aware of the feelings and emotions that arise within oneself because of contact with the speaker. So, in this, no, habang nakikinig ka sa speaker, no, it is natural na mayroon ka ding feelings na mararamdaman, like sadness, frustrations, or empathy. Pero, bilang isang active listener, no, dapat aware ka sa sarili mong nararamdaman. You have to control your emotions. Hindi mo dapat hayaan na makakaapekto ito sa pakikinig mo sa kausap mo. So, dapat you have to be calm and hindi dapat na bigla ka na lang diyang magalit or umiyak. Kasi ang goal ay para maramdaman ng speaker na may taong handang makinig at hindi mang judge sa kanya. And yeah, being aware no, of your own emotions while still focusing on the other person, it shows maturity and care. So there are other important elements in listener, no? So the first one is set aside what you are doing and attend fully to the persons. So, active listening no means binibigay mo yung full attention mo sa kausap mo. Hindi ka distracted and you intentionally stop what you are doing para ma-feel niya na importante yung sinasabi niya. And this shows respect and genuine interest. So the second one is being aware of your own feelings, concern, and reactions. So, yeah, habang nakikinig ka, important na aware ka sa sarili mong emotions. Minsan, may naramdaman kang ines, disagreements, or judgment. Pero kailangan mong i-control yon para hindi makaapekto sa pakikinig mo. And the goal is to understand and not to react immediately. So halimbawa, may kausap kang nagkwento na ng decisions niya na hindi mo gusto o hindi ka sang-ayon sa decision niya. And kahit medyo nainis ka or gusto mo siyang i-correct agad, mas piliin mong magstay calm at makinig mo na hanggang matapos siya. So, ibig sabihin nito, no, is marunong kang mag-control ng emotions mo para mas maintindihan mo siya instead na pairalin agad ang sarili mong opinion. So, the third one is acknowledge, affirm, or restate what is said. So, as an active listening, no, includes showing na naiintindihan mo yung kausap mo. You can do this by acknowledging their feelings, affirming them, or stating what they said in your own words. Kahit hindi ka agree, important na maramdaman nila na pinapakinggan sila. And lastly is wait until the other person has finished before you speak. So, part of being a good listener no, is patience and respect. So, hindi mo pinuputol yung kausap mo na kahit may gusto ka nang sabihin, you allow them to fully express themselves bago ka mag-react or magbigay ng opinion. So, all of these elements no shows that active listening is not just about hearing words, but about giving your full attentions, understanding emotions, and showing respect to the speaker.
Hi, I am Rachel Lee Mendoza, and let's continue to talk about active listening skills. Active listening skills is not just about hearing sounds or words. It is a conscious and intentional process where a person gives full attention to the speaker in order to understand not only the message but also the emotions and meaning behind it. In communication, listening plays a bigger role than speaking because before we can respond effectively, we must first understand. Now, let us know the skills for listening and questioning. First, listening to the content of the message by making an effort to hear precisely what is offered. we should focus on the exact words and ideas being said, not just your interpretation. This involves focusing on the actual words and ideas. You should identify key points, avoid assumptions, listen carefully to details. This is important because misunderstanding the content can lead to wrong conclusions. Second, listening to the feelings of the speaker by perceiving the speaker's feelings through the way the message is delivered. Communication is not only about words, it also involves emotion. Pay attention to tone, emotion, and delivery. A person's tone, facial expression, and body language can reveal what they truly feel. For example, someone may say, I'm okay, but their voice sounds sad. As listeners, we must ask, what is the speaker really feeling? Third, respond to the feelings of the speaker by demonstrating that the feelings expressed are recognized and understood. After identifying emotions, we must respond with empathy. Empathy means putting yourself in the speaker's situation. Examples. That sounds really difficult. I understand why you feel that way. This helps build trust and makes the speaker feel safe. Fourth, paying attention to verbal and nonverbal cues, both verbal and nonverbal. Communications is two parts. These are verbal, words, tones, speed, and nonverbal, gestures, postures, facial expressions. Study shows that much of communication is nonverbal. For example, crossed arms may show defensiveness. Avoiding eye contact may show discomfort. The listener observes both. Fifth, identifying mixed or contradicting messages the speaker may be expressing. Sometimes words and actions don't match. For example, saying I'm fine, but looking upset. In such cases, a listener should gently clarify. You said you're okay, but you seem a bit worried. Do you want to talk about it? This shows care and attention. Sixth, reflecting and summarizing what was heard by restating and or summarizing what was understood. Summarizing helps ensure understanding. It also helps organize information and avoid confusion. Example, let me summarize. You are stressed because of your workload and deadlines. This allows the speaker to confirm or correct your understanding. Seventh and the last one, allowing the speaker to respond and or give feedback to further clarification. Communication is a two-way process. After listening and summarizing, allow the speaker to add more details, clarify misunderstandings. This leads to clearer and more effective communication. So now, let us dive deep. Two important reminders in active listening. First is that when overused, active listening can be irritating. So we should avoid overusing listening techniques because too much repetition or paraphrasing can feel unnatural or forced. This goal is to be genuine, not mechanical. Second, it can be difficult to practice active listening in cross cultural situations where perceptions and interpretations of content and underlying emotions in the conversation are too divergent. The reason why we should be more aware of cultural differences. Different cultures communicate differently. Some cultures are expressive, others are more reserved. Understanding this helps prevent misinterpretation. Third, be aware that both listener and speaker communicate verbally and non-verbally at all times. Communication is both verbal and non-verbal. Always consider tone, gesture, expressions, and not just words. Fourth, don't be afraid of silence. Maybe the speaker needs to reflect on what have been discussed so far. The reason why silence is so powerful because it allows reflection, emotional processing, deeper thinking. It's sometimes the best response is simply to listen quietly. And now let us dive and the important benefits of listening. First, listening has a healing effect. When people feel heard, they feel relieved. It reduces emotional stress and helps them process their feelings. Second, it is the simplest way to resolve conflict. Many conflict arise from misunderstanding. Listening helps clarify issues and promotes peaceful solutions. Third, strengthens self-worth. When someone listens to you, you feel important, valued, and respected. Fourth, it shows care and love. Listening is one of the simplest way to show concern for others. Fifth, it improves relationships, especially in families. Families that practice active listening communicate better, experience fewer conflicts, build stronger emotional bonds. Six, creates genuine communication. Active listening promotes honesty, trust, openness. The reason why we conclude listening is not just hearing, it is an active and meaningful process that requires attention, empathy, and understanding. Active listening involves understanding both words and emotions, responding with empathy, observing verbal and nonverbal cues, clarifying and summarizing. In a world where many people want to be heard, becoming a good listener is a powerful skill. It helps build relationships, resolve conflicts, and create a deeper connection with others. The reason why in communication, speaking may express ideas, but listening builds understanding. Active listening is not just a skill, it is a sign of respect, empathy, and genuine connection. And that's all for our report. Thank you.